look at that. Hey y'all, this is Skylar Jude and my eyebrow edges. This is me again, doing a Q&A again. Why? Because I literally have nothing else to do. I mean, I am filming vlogs. I'm actually very impressed with myself. Anyway, I have decided to do a very special Q&A. It's very special to me. I'm going to be doing a Q&A about college. I got your questions and I answered, so let's go. Let's get this started. What was your major? I went to a very different school. I went to Sarah Lawrence College, which is a liberal arts school in Bronxville, New York. People say, where the fuck is Bronxville, New York? I say, it's like, kind of like Yonkers, but not 30-40 minutes away of a train ride from Manhattan. And they go, oh. And as a result of it being a liberal arts school, we did not have majors. Wow, that sounded like an evil laugh. I'm so sorry. You got to create your own curriculum every single year. I focused on dance, music, and theater. I did film and music one year, and then I did like no theater one year. It was just like, you got to create your own shit. I never really had one particular thing that I focused on. I focused on multiple things. Memorable story about a teacher. Do I have a story? So there was a class that I took my senior year, last semester of my senior year. We focused on queer representation, queer characters, queer actors, just anything involving, you know, what it meant to be queer, the queer experience. I'm starting to talk like I did in college. Fuck. My final paper for that class was about the queer representation in Glee. That's all I'm gonna say. That explains the class within itself. Just the amount of work and stuff he put us through. We had been reading an article that was something that he, once again, had not read before class. And I said, why are you giving us all of these readings? Why are you giving us all of this work if you're not putting in the work to help us produce the best answers to your questions? I got my cold cup of coffee and left. Want to know the best part? A few hours later, I got an email from him of him apologizing to me. What about college was the opposite of what you expected? Sarah Lawrence was a place where I felt safe enough to be called out and educated and finally, you know, learned about my own queerness. Sarah Lawrence really is the reason I'm out. Learning about gender and sexuality helped me better understand my own. And that's why I, you know, encourage people to educate themselves about gender, even if they feel like they already know, or they know enough. You can never know enough. One really big thing that was the opposite of what I expected. With the classes I took and the focuses that I had, in all my 5 years at Sarah Lawrence, I only had one real, like, test. It was just, I'm so grateful for that because I test like shit. Okay, is college the way it is in movies at all? I don't want to say the bad parts. The most stressful parts of college are correct, the way it's done in the media. But every college is different. I expected Sarah Lawrence to, you know, be a liberal arts college, but I had no idea what that meant. Every college has its own aesthetic. I'm glad it wasn't the way most colleges are perceived the way they are in the media, because my college was the exact opposite. My college was this like moody, liberal arts, odd one out aesthetic, and who had like an absolute passion for anything having to do with arts or the humanities. It's yes, but no. But it, to me, in an awesome way as far as my college is concerned. I feel so bad answering this question. I'll tell you why, because the question is, how do you make friends? Fam, I don't know. I have no idea. For me, even making friends in general kind of happens like out of nowhere. I'm just talking about something and someone will say something like chiming in kind of from, you know, and I'll chime in with them and we kind of just start creating, creating a rapport, a back and forth with someone usually helps. This is so sad. If you're at a party offering to buy pizza for the group at around 2 a.m. is gonna get you so many friends like that. Yeah, offer to buy snacks or pizza or food or drinks for everyone. Just don't do it for underage people. Thank you. This question is gonna be hard to answer. What are the best classes to take outside at the GE? We didn't have that in my school, except in the Sarah Lawrence version. There were ways that they were GE classes. I believe it is very important to take any kind of film history class. For some reason, it taught me a lot about the world, and it taught me a lot about how we got to this point. Just by watching one like German expressionist film, I somehow learned more about myself, and that's what college does to you, is you make those kinds of connections. I would take any kind of humanities class where you learn about being more inclusive, any class where you learn about racism, because we need to be educated, we need to know. And it's gonna help you in the long run just with being a better person, because you'll know your shit. Take one kind of art class, any kind of class that's artsy. You need some form of a creative outlet, otherwise you will be crying, you will be lying on a ball on the floor in between two bookshelves. Trust me, it will help. Oh, favorite dorm. All the memories. I gotta say, and I love talking about this dorm. It was a building called McCracken. Yeah, it was this 3-story dorm building that had singles, doubles, triples. So I was supposed to have a double the last semester of my senior year and share it with someone who used to be a friend of mine. I got the room to myself. So I called it my man cave, and I pushed the 2 beds together, having all that space and having 2 desks and having just double the space in my stressed state was just so nice. It was so nice to not be like, oh God, you know, in a tiny room. It's pretty fucking awesome. Oh goodness, worst college experience. There are a lot. Unfortunately, there are a lot of college experiences where I would consider them to be in a list of the worst, and many aren't appropriate. That's all I'm saying about that. Truthfully, in all seriousness, I think one of the worst experiences of college was watching in real time one of my favorite teachers lose faith in me, trust in me, and rightfully so, honestly, because of the place that I was in. I was not happy. It started out as a very awesome student-teacher relationship. Because of demons I was battling my junior year, that changed. You had something called conference meetings, where you basically had this one-on-one kind of therapy homework session with your Don about, you know, how you were doing and what was going on and blah, 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 and all your work and stuff like that. I didn't take it seriously, and I would show up to conferences not well. Honestly, I don't blame him. Like, I really don't. With where I was in my life and my recovery and everything, sometimes you lose people in your life for things that you did that were really fucked up. Thankfully, I learned from it, and I'm a very different person now, so that's good. What do I miss most? Oh man, I miss the vibe of college, but not college itself, if that makes any sense. I'm gonna preface it by saying I'm very grateful for the love and support that I do have. What I miss the most is being able to be fully myself out in public. I guess I just miss the way I felt about myself. I miss being in class. I miss being in a class learning with a group of people about something we're all passionate about. I'm excited about the question. Which spot on campus is the first I'd like to visit again, and why? Oh man. I do have a top 3 immediately that come to mind. There's a sculpture next to one of the eat places. I'm literally calling it that. It was a giant sculpture that everyone called the Yoko Ono, and I am not gonna tell the story as to why it's called that because I don't know if it's true. Any one of the theater spaces, and then the tea house, which was this little cozy little house where we served tea. It looked like Hagrid's hut, and I worked there twice, and it was beautiful and it was so cute. And when you stayed inside in the wintertime and the snow fell, it felt like you were in a snow globe, and it was just, oh my god. Top one, probably the Yoko. Honestly, just because I'd want to sit and just look out at the view that I had for so many years. Weirdest cafeteria experience. Well, I was writing a paper that had to be longer than 10 pages, and I was just downing coffee every night. Coffee, Red Bull, coffee, Red Bull, coffee, Red Bull. I had not slept in about more than 72 hours. And my girlfriend at the time and me went into the back room where there was like the general, dining area where they had all the booths and everything. And things were all hazy. I thought I saw something move. I thought I saw a person. Like, it was just, I was so tired and so sleep deprived, which are exactly the same thing. Just absolutely wiped out mentally, that I was not well. Do not follow my example. Please, if you go to college already, go to sleep. I don't know how long it's been since you slept, but go to sleep. So being in the cafeteria back room, trying to find a booth, seeing shadow people run back and forth across the walls is not the way I wanted to spend the last few weeks before winter break. All right, that is the end of this Q&A. I loved talking about college and these memories about college and just the things that happened. College was quite an experience for me, and I hope that however it may be for you, that it's safe, that it's healthy, and that you get some sleep. Because really, you have no idea how precious sleep is until you're in college. Trust me. Anyway, yeah, bye. That's the end of the Q&A.